Juha here. Yes, it's good. All right, guys, can we get seated? Ladies and gentlemen, let's get seated so we can start. So good afternoon, everybody. For those who don't know, my name is Paolo. I'm the CEO of Vertical Health Accelerator. So I'm an Italian from Milano, living in Finland for the last whatever year, depending on how you count. And I have the pleasure to work with one of the coolest team on earth that is called the Vertical team. So thank you, guys. And we're here to celebrate, basically. I don't call it Demo Day, I call it a Vertical Graduation Party. So we're not trying to pitch into investors and lock in something in the last minute. I think that one doesn't really work. I'd rather have sessions where we celebrate with our friends, partners, and others that want to learn or want to engage with us about what we've done and what we achieved in the last 4 months with the 10 cool team that we have on board at the moment. And I would like to actually welcome all of you from Vertical team. And actually, I would like to thank you, Maria, for hosting us here. It's actually super cool to be in such a nice environment with so much movement of, everybody relevant in the ecosystem in the area. And then I would like to welcome thank you even our video partner that actually is streaming live the event. Probably have a couple of users watching it, but. Maybe 3. I haven't told my mom. Mom, hi. Then about the program, of course, we have the classic Italian academic delay, but we'll try to keep it reasonable. And the idea was actually that I'm going to give you a quick update about what we've done with Vertical lately. And then we're going to actually spend a little more time with our key guest, Juha, here. To talk a little more about something inspiring in life. And then we're going to give the stage to our cool teams. They're going to give us a little of an overview of who they are, what they're doing, what they've done so far, and where they're going next. And then we're going to thank you a little of our friends. And then we can then move to the key part of the evening, that there's actually, the networking and mingling. So if I think about Vertical, and basically I think that I see Vertical and the way we work as a startup, and we are through a journey to learn about what are the needs of the ecosystem, what are the needs of our partners, and actually, work together and bring value to all the players around us. And if I think about what we have done in the last 6 months, we basically have been able to run the program that actually ends today with the celebrations with 10 of the coolest teams that we have been able to find all over the world. Actually, we have from 5 medical, we have actually something like sports, well-being, and we have a few teams who are actually working on hardware and others that are working only on the software side. And then in terms of geography, we are pretty heavy in the Nordic area. That is our main focus. But we have a few teams from, a little of a broader geographical area. So we have actually one team that is really native 100% US. We have a couple of teams from Ukraine with UK or US nationality. We have actually Portugal, Latvia. And then I think that in terms of diversity, we try to focus very much on that one, starting from our team, we have actually quite a pool of nationalities and languages. And then we see that one as well in terms of geography, where the teams come, and as well as in terms of supporting female entrepreneurship, with 40% of females in the team. Thanks to some of those as well. Then you think about what we have done, or some of the key things we've been able to work on during the first half of the year, and where we've been working to improve what we're doing and the way we work. And I think that we've been able to work with a couple of new cool partners. We have been moving to Maria. We have been doing a little of work with the deal flow and with the program. For the partners, I think that we were flattered, I would say, have been asked by Alto Executive Education to work together to create a program to help Stora Enso to educate and re-educate the organization about entrepreneurship innovation. And we will help Alto EE to basically bring immersive experience for the Stora Enso, let's say, talent that have been selected. And they will spend several weeks during the fall batch working with some of the selected teams, like team members, so that once they go back, they bring back some of the learning and some of the experience as working as an entrepreneur rather than as a corporate person. And then we have been flattered to be asked by OP to help them run the health challenge during this first half. And basically, we've been asked to reach out and look for some of the coolest teams, help to screen them, and then help run the one-week camp that they've arranged to look better at the team and look at what could be done. And actually, they selected 3 teams, and another 3 teams they couldn't resist, and so they've agreed to continue working even outside of the agreed framework that was initially established. And actually, I would think that one of the achievements is actually that 3 of the 6 teams are from vertical. Then if I think about relocation, so thank you very much to our Maria friends. It's great to be here. It's amazing the energy of the ecosystem floating around Maria. And then it's amazing even the headaches we get. So actually we were planning to move here on the 5th floor. We are still on the 1st or 2nd floor today because actually we have a little of delays. And so I think from that point of view, we take bets on whether we will finish first the 1st floor or the Lansi Metro. Yeah. And then if I think about achievements on the deal flow, our team has been doing amazing job. So basically we've run 3 deal flow activities at the same time during the first half. And we have been able to reach more than 500 submissions this time, or actually 550. So amazing result compared to the previous activities. And then I would like to thank you, Citra. We've been able to work with them to develop the program, so the co-creation that we do with our partners, and bring into the program the impact side. And we'll continue doing that one in the fall, embedding in an integral way the activities we do with the teams. And then Jester, that is helping us basically to embed in the program team excellence. So if you ask normally investors what is the most important thing, they will tell you team, team, and team. So we decided to work organically on how to help the startups to work on the team structure and the content, the hard and the soft side. Very quickly, then if I think about the fall, so looking forward, of course, we'll keep on working to get the 5th floor ready. And then we will run the program for the fall batch with 10 to 15 as usual. And we will start at the end of August. And we will have, in the same week, basically the kickoff with the mentors as usual. And then we will run the program with the usual small enhancements and improvements until Slash, where we target to have basically our graduation party or demo day. And then I think it's the time to introduce our main guest. So I'm flattered to welcome Jukka Akras here.
Okay, thank you.
That is the co-founder and chairman of Hintsa Performance.
Thank you. Okay. Hello, everyone. much. Nice to be here and good to see this many people here. Actually, it's a bit more than I even expected. Great. About myself very shortly. So I use most of my time with Hintsa Performance, which is, I will talk a bit more about the company. I'm the executive chairman, basically heading the company together with our CEO, Jussi Räisänen, who many of you I bet know. I'm also working actually in Aalto, so I'm executive in residence in the business school, and we are doing research now about this actually, what our company also is about, i.e. how health, well-being, climate, how it impacts in the end of the day the whole company results, customer experience, and their profitability and productivity. So that's, and I'm also teaching there a bit. My background is at Nokia, so there have been more than 20 years. I did basically everything what you could think. So I've been project manager, I've been 2 times head of strategy, I've been controller, I've been heading business multiple times in Asia, globally. And the last role was that I was a HR head of Nokia, global HR head of Nokia. I have not been a head of legal, so that was the only role you can't qualify as an engineer. But the rest I have done. About the company, so this Hintsa Performance, it's basically already 20 years ago where it all started. Aki Hintsa, who many of you know, doctor, unfortunately now already not with us here, but he really established this company which was about coaching and about high performance. First mostly with athletes, professional athletes, but then later with executives. On the other hand, Heija Heija kind of started 2010, was about casual well-being, about campaigns, well-being campaigns, activity. I think we both understood, I joined then 3 years ago Hintsa side of this company. I bought part of the company, kind of thinking about the growth strategy, and it was clear that we need to have something else, we need to scale. And on the other hand, Jussi's company, Heija Heija, was thinking, okay, we need to have real content. And this was a perfect match then, that okay, we had content at Hintsa, the methodology, and then Heija Heija had technology, and when we pull these together, we can definitely differentiate in the marketplace. If I look now ourselves, we are now still working with professional athletes, mostly Formula 1. There's a saying in Formula 1 that there are only 2 companies who can work with the competitors. The other one is Pirelli, because all are using Pirelli tires, and the other one is Hintsa. 5 of the teams are our customers: Mercedes, McLaren, Red Bull, Toro Rosso, Haas. Also Ferrari, both of the Ferrari drivers are our customers. We work with corporates. We have today about 1,600 plus companies as our customers. Hundreds of thousands users in our digital platform also. So we start to be kind of a growth company, I guess, but it has been taking quite long for both companies to get into this situation. But I'm not here, by the way, to talk about our company, which we could of course do as well. What I promised to Paolo was that actually I'm trying to inspire you here a bit. And let's start with this question. Think all one leader who you really admire. This leader can be someone who you know, who has been maybe your manager at some point of time or in a company. It can be someone who you have read about, but who you really admire, that hey, this is a great leader. Do you all have someone in your mind? Okay, then the next question. What makes him or her a great leader? So why do you admire this person as a leader? And why don't we just start? Just throw anything. So, okay. Others?
Helpful.
Helpful. Good.
George Soros.
Sorry.
George Soros.
Okay. Inspiring. Calm. Brave. Ethical. Strategic. Sincere. We could continue. Basically, you could think that leadership is about 3 different things. First, it's about who you really are, the ingredients of leader. Then there's a leadership process. Yes, you need to have a vision, direction. Then you need to somehow communicate, engage people into that vision, that they really understand it. Then you need to execute. You need to learn, of course. You need to renew. So this is a leadership process. So strategic would fit into that category. And then there's a third category, which is results, leadership results. I've done this for thousands of people. And do you believe that there are only 1 or 2 times anyone has mentioned that the shareholder value was increased, revenues were doubled, profitability was skyrocketing, customers were totally happy? I mean, those are expected. It doesn't mean that they are not important. But the point is that for a good leader, that's basic requirement. But why you really think that, why you admire a leader is who they are, about who they are. So actually, these kind of things are the most important things then. So leader's heart, what is the character of the leader? What are their values, principles, their integrity? That they more care about the organization rather than themselves, that they have empathy. Of course, they need to have experience and competence, but then more about purpose, so that they are able to have a purpose for themselves also. And you have, yes, vision, my roles and goals, so they understand they have balanced life themselves and they are able to manage themselves. So these are the ones actually which differentiate you as a leader. So all of you, you are leaders, I mean, in your own companies. So this is good to remember when you think about it. This is the way how your team members, your future team members, when they select whether they are going to join your startup or the other one, this is what they are looking. They are not only looking that, okay, hey, there's a great business opportunity. They are looking this one, and of course they are looking about product. I mean, startups especially, people are of course fond of the product, what you're really doing. But this is extremely important. So everything starts from within. So this is hard. This is who you really are. And when you think that way, so where we always start in our programs, we ask 3 main questions. We ask that, do you know who you are? Do you know what you want? And are you able to make it happen? So are you in control? So these are the 3 crucial questions. And honestly, I just had now one global company presentation and workshop actually on Wednesday in Switzerland. And then I asked this question that how many of you really know who you are? Actually, there were only 2 persons who said that actually I know what is my identity. And this is what happens. I mean, executives are very results-oriented normally. They know their missions, they know what they want to achieve, especially at work, maybe not as clearly at home, but that's amazingly often this is not very clear. Then what you want, and really can you manage your life? This is also kind of an example of that it's not that clear for people. So this is a quote from a nurse who was working with the dying people. And they asked in this article, the journalist asked that, okay, what do the people regret mostly? And this was the main answer. I wish I had the courage to live a life true to myself, not the life others expected of me. So think about that. If this is the kind of last days of my life, and then I realized that I didn't live a life which would be for me. So those questions what I asked in the previous slide, they are really crucial for us. And why they are so crucial? It is because via those questions you get internally motivated. When we have our programs, we don't start that you need to do this or that. You need to have 10,000 steps, or you need to eat properly, or you need to sleep enough. That's not the point. The point is to ask, hey, who you are, what you want. And that you build about identity, about picture of yourself in the future. And when that picture says that, hey, I want to be fit, I want to be healthy, I want to be dynamic, energetic in the future also after 10 years, then we look to the mirror whether is that realistic target? And then you get an internal motivation to really do life changes as well. So there's pure interest and inspiration. You're actually more creative and productive. You have better quality of life. Especially big companies run engagement surveys. So why inspiration is important? Normally they don't have this column, but this study also looked at if you are truly inspired. So if you are truly inspired, you are three times more productive compared to the people who are dissatisfied. You are 2 times more productive than the people who are basically satisfied. In big companies, normally you have only 20 to 30 people who are truly engaged and inspired. Some 20% are dissatisfied, half of the people actually are satisfied, but they are not at their best. The great thing about startups is that actually normally all the people are truly inspired. And that's why we all love to work in startups, I guess also. So, but it is important, and that you get when you are inspired. You get actually multiple in the productivity. If you are in the software business, actually a multiplier can be 30. If you have a satisfied software guy who just do their work, versus a inspired software guy who really loves that product, what he or she is doing, you can get multiple of 10s, not 3 or 2. So what is the goal of kind of life? So what would be the measure that you could say that, hey, I am happy. So when I'm looking our clients and when I'm looking studies, there seems to be certain common elements that when people are saying that they are happy about their life. First one is that there is certain values-based excellence. This includes your values, i.e. values-based your identity, that hey, you can live true to your identity, to your own values. So there's an alignment between what you are doing and your values. And then excellence is that one that we are able to achieve. And we are able to achieve in the areas where we want to excel. So that's the first one, quite easy to understand. Second one is trust-based relationships. So relationships are fundamental for us as people. Our psychological need is that we have good, trusted relationships. So if you would be alone in this world, I don't think you would be being inspired and actually building your startup, right? So if you would be alone, why on earth you would be doing it? So we need people around us. It's very critical. It's also critical to achieve number 1. The last one actually is normally missing. All these programs, when you think about kind of self-help programs, easily they become a burden, and they can be even a stress factor. The point is that you need to have also freedom to be. So we are human beings still. We both need to be able to be as well as achieve. If you are super achiever, you have a difficulty to just be. During the weekends, you need to program yourself. If you are kind of if you want to have a lot of acceptance, it might be that in the morning when you wake up, what is the first thing what you do? How many of you look basically your emails or social media first thing in the morning? This group is not honest. 80% actually does it normally. But actually, that's fine in a sense if you want to do it. But if you decide that I'm not going to do it, like myself, my first thing in the morning is that I go out with my dog. I go jogging or just walking in the woods, 30 minutes to 60 minutes. Then I have shower. Then I have every single morning breakfast with my family. And we always schedule so that we can do it together. So first 1.5 to 2 hours every morning, I'm not going to read emails. The measure whether I can have freedom is that whether I can do it without feeling guilty. And I don't feel guilty. On Saturdays, I can go hiking with my family and I don't feel guilty about it. So this is the point here, that you need to have a freedom to be also and exactly do also somehow rest. So what you need to then manage in order to get that? You need to manage 4 different things. First, you need to manage your attitude and emotions. Secondly, you need to manage your relationships. Thirdly, you need to manage your time and attention. And fourthly, you need to manage your energy. If you take them one by one, so attitude. Why attitude is important? Because based on several studies, attitude is 60 to 70% of the performance. 30 to 40% is your competence, your experience. So attitude is crucial also in performance. Attitude is crucial in your relationships. So, do you want to be active actor or passive consumer? This growth mindset positiveness, responsible mindset, empathy, that you are in control. All of these are good mindsets. On the other hand, you can feel victim, you can just use, not create, you can be reactive, passive, and that's not actually building anything. The point is that with the responsible mindset, your downside is that nothing happens. Your upside is that miracles happen. If you have the victim mindset, your upside is that nothing happens. The downside is that actually you're going to destroy everything around you. Do you agree? So attitude is important. So keep your face towards the sunshine and the shadows will fall behind you. Let's remember that. Time and energy. Our time and energy are limited. That's the reality. So what we do with our time? So based on several studies, 79% of people look at their phone within 15 minutes of waking. 42% admit to use email in the bathroom. Have you done that? 6 hours of email use is spread over the day. 6 hours. 18% admit to email use whilst driving, so not talking, emailing. 92% admit to multitask during meetings. 60% of days spent in electronic communication. 33% use social media during the day. And then television. 21 switches between screens per hour while watching television. So we are not anymore watching television. We have our tablet and we have our mobile phone and we are switching attention from one screen to another one during that one. Do you think this is very productive? This is not productive, I can tell you. So how do you manage your time? Think about it, that don't become reactive. And actually this email, social media, all that, you easily become very, very reactive. So what I, for instance, do is that I time box time for email and administration and all that. I have this kind of half an hour slots during the day when I do it. I don't do it all the time. I don't have notifications because they are just basically breaking your attention immediately. On the other hand, you should definitely work on the proactive side. So strategic priorities, make sure that they are scheduled. On the other hand, you need to have some low gear, this kind of time that you don't really do a lot. So idle time is important also. I book about 90 minutes every day as an idle time. What I do in the idle time is I have a code there, and then what I do is that if there are crises, I manage them then. And then I can have time just to talk with people, walk around, and be a bit innovative as well. And remember to have good night's sleep. Most people don't realize that they are not sleeping enough. Okay, time is limited anyway, so you need to use it wisely. But energy actually is limited, but you can upgrade your engine. You can have more energy. The best proxy for your energy from physical point of view is that what is your aerobic condition? Aerobic condition is an excellent proxy for your energy. So there are people who are in a very bad condition. I can tell you that when they tell you that they work 10 hours a day, they don't work 10 hours a day effectively. They might work 2 hours a day effectively. You need to be in a good condition to work really well 10 hours a day. So you just don't hang around, but you really do good work. So it is important because you can improve your cognitive capabilities, emotional capabilities, as well as physical capabilities. The best way to improve your cognitive capabilities, your brain, is actually to be physically active. There are several studies supporting that fact, that physical activity actually increases your cognitive capabilities in a very meaningful way. So the question is, what did really go wrong? So why on earth we are in this situation that we tend to move a lot, and nowadays we are sitting with our laptops or mobile phones in a very difficult positions. We have all kinds of biomechanics issues with our back, etc. And that we are not sleeping enough. This is Arnold Schwarzenegger's quote. I've always figured out that there are 24 hours a day. You sleep 6 hours and have 18 hours left. Now, there are some of you out there that say, well, wait a minute, I sleep 8 hours or 9 hours. Well then, just sleep faster, I would recommend. And of course that doesn't work. So you have to, and this is the model what we are working, we have actually 2 different circles. We have circle of better life, and then we have circle of better organization, which is more kind of community team level. And in this circle of better life, we discussed about the core, who you are, what you want, and then can you manage yourself. And for your energy, actually physical activity is key. And there are a couple of elements, like first, don't sit more than 8 hours a day. If you have standing tables, that would be great. 8 hours is, based on the studies, a limit after which it starts to be really unhealthy. Second one is that be active, basically walk, have walking meetings. Now we have great weather, so go out and walk and have meetings. Then second one, third one, you need to still have aerobic condition, improve that a bit, so have some exercise during the week, maybe 2 times a week, that which gets you a bit out of breath. For some it's walking, for some it's jogging or ski, or basically swimming or cycling or whatever. And then there's an element that nowadays people talk a lot about, which is muscle strength. Do you, by the way, realize it, that muscle strength was not discussed as much earlier? Now it is. The reason is that it has been found that the best predictor of longevity is actually your muscle mass when you are middle-aged. So muscle mass is important for us and our health. And I'm not talking about that we need to be bodybuilders, but we need to just have a good amount of muscle. And then nowadays people talk a lot about high intensity training. Yes, that's very good as well if you want to go that far. Nutrition, one element, what we eat. Should eat natural food, not produced foods, balanced way. We don't actually, we don't say that one diet is best. Actually, it's very personal. How do you react into different foods and etc. Recovery, sleep. There are only 5% of people who can sleep less than 7 hours a day or night. How many of you sleep less than 7 hours a night on an average? Yeah. And basically for 80% of you who just now raised your hand, it's not true. That's not your natural state. I slept about 6 hours a night and I thought that that's fine. The problem is that you don't actually realize that you are all the time a bit tired. And then little by little it accumulates and you are not at your best. So all of you who now, most of you who now just raised your hand, if you would be sleeping more, actually you would be even better. That's the point. You would be even better. Now I sleep 7.5 hours a night. Then biomechanics, mobility, so some mobility exercises. Mental energy is really about network, relationships, about emotions, about how do we basically have that cognitive capabilities. General health, also important. Remember that 70 to 80% of the diseases, sicknesses, which are terminal, are based on lifestyle. So that's amazing. I mean, 20 to 30% in our country and in these Western countries are due to DNA. In cancer, it's about half, but if you take all of them, 70 to 80% of the terminal sicknesses are due to our lifestyle decisions. So when you think about those, your life doesn't need to look like this. So that yes, your quality of life improves and then it starts to come down little by little, and then actually these last tens of years are already a bit of a struggle. The medical reality, of course I have now a bit exaggerated here, but the point is that you can actually continue to be in a good medical health until only last couple of years when it's then going to get worse. But then you will have also some 7 years more life, but that's not normally why people change. People change because of this, because the quality of life is so much better when I'm in a good physical fit. So that's it. So that was my hopefully inspirational message. Let's take care of ourselves. You have an important role to play in your family, in your work, and for yourself as well. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Juha. That was very inspirational. And then we have
25 minutes, 2 seconds.
wow.
I run 2 seconds.
You're better Italians than keeping time. I'm surprised. And then we have a little gift for you, Juha.
Oh.
And trying to bribe you so that you come back more often from one of our partners. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Paolo.
Looking forward to have you of the team here again and again.
Thank you. Do you want to have questions? Do you want to have questions?
Yeah, that's good.
Okay, I understand. Okay, we have time for a couple of comments or questions if you want. Yes, Klaus.
What's your tip for getting a good night's sleep?
Yeah, good night's sleep. Actually, that's an excellent question because we normally destroy it. And it's not only that we get to sleep, but that we have a deep sleep. That's the issue. So good quality sleep. And there are a couple of things you need to remember. That first of all, don't have an Indian or Spanish way of eating. Just before you go to sleep, you have very heavy dinner. So 2 hours before, try to have it. Then second one is that you need to somehow cool down. So rather than reading emails because they activate your brain, so try to read, for instance, a book. That's a very good way to kind of calm yourself down little by little. Then you need to try to get your melatonin up, right? And you don't get it. You get about 20% less melatonin if you watch television, any of the blue light. I mean, you know this. So tablets, mobiles, it's not only activation of your brain, but it's also that one that actually there's a hormonal impact. So don't watch television, tablets, mobiles about 1 hour, if possible 2 hours before you go to sleep. So don't take more than 2 glasses, men more than 2 glasses of wine in the evening, women 1 glass. If it's close to you when you go to sleep. If you want to have a couple of glasses, do it during the lunch. So French, this, yeah, water is important. And if you take, for instance, alcohol, always drink as much water. So that's one thing. Caffeine has a halving time of caffeine is 5 hours. So our recommendation is that have in the morning coffee. Actually, coffee in the small amounts is good for you. But if you don't have it too long. So in the morning, coffee, okay. Also lunch, okay. But then after lunch, actually it's better if you don't drink caffeine. On the other hand, it's very personal. For some of you, it's not a problem at all. For some, actually, you are going to be awake the whole night if you drink coffee at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So there are many, actually. Also jogging, those of you who are very excited about physical activity, don't go jogging just before you go to sleep. It activates you. Any other question, comment? Oh, Klaus.
Do you use a polar watch or any as a sleep tracking method and do you use those gadgets?
Yeah, personally I use MFit for sleep. As a company we use more Pedit actually because it's more mobile, so executives etc. can take it with them to the hotels. And then I use personally Polar. So those 2 I use. Of course, there are a lot of different kind of very exciting sensors, and quite often people use them for a while, and then they learn to know themselves. They can feel their body better, and then they skip it, and then they maybe take another sensor. Okay.
How about power naps?
Power naps are excellent. Unfortunately, it's kind of not culturally acceptable always, but actually in startups you could test it. So have a bed and let people to have power naps. I think they will be a lot more productive in the afternoon. That has been tested and scientifically very clear. Yes. My morning breakfast is that I have always porridge. I have berries. I have coffee. I have orange juice a bit, which is of course a lot of sugar. Some people, because I have also berries, it doesn't really make sense, so that's not best possible. I have normally 1 piece of bread. I have an egg. So actually quite filling breakfast. Okay, I think.
Once more, thank you very much.
Thank you, Paolo.
Thank you. And now, between you guys and the food and the drinks, we only have 10 startups. And a couple of other things. So, time for the startups. We have a few of them coming. So, Anna?
So with that, 1, 2, 3, yes. So, hello, my name is Anna, and I'm the program manager at Vertical Accelerator, or the namer of my teams, depending on how you. But today, yes, and I will be passing the slides of the team. So, Thomas, you're the first one.
So, hello, good evening. I'm Tomas Grandel, even without my slides, and I'm the CEO of Etsimo. And of course, I'm happy to be between you and the food.
Right there underneath.
So, what we do is that we have a self-diagnosing solution that integrates into existing healthcare systems and processes. And we use artificial intelligence and machine learning to mimic the doctor's behavior. So we can basically determine your condition, your care need, and the next steps. So this might be me, and I'm not feeling well, probably because I sleep less than 7 hours per night. And also, I was wondering, should I see a doctor? And I know if I Google my symptoms, I will get brain tumor and HIV. So I would probably go to the doctor anyway. So there is where we come in. We have the self-diagnosing solution integrated into our customer systems. So basically, our customers are healthcare providers and insurance companies. And by entering my symptoms, we activate the magic data underneath, which is the same data that the Finnish Medical Society uses on the professional side. So it's medically validated, the diagnosing set we're using. So I enter my symptoms and I get my condition, my care need. Okay, maybe I should move. And the next step. With that data, really, don't move, okay. I either get the decision to not go to the doctor, which means that I can stay home. And by doing so, I minimize the medical expenses of myself and the society. So we can minimize the need for medical visits. If I do need to see a doctor, I can hopefully do it remotely, which means that I save, again, time and money. And if I do need to see a doctor for real face-to-face, I set an appointment and the doctor gets a pre-diagnosed version of me so he can treat me faster. All of these save time and money for both patients and providers. And after I've been to the doctors, we follow up on my recovery. So basically we ask a question or two depending on what you have. Are you feeling better already? And based on that, I'm healthy and happy. So this is what it looks like. You have the splash screen. This is an example with your appointments and notifications. And if you have a new case, let's see if the pointer works. Yes, you press the button. And after that, we enter our symptoms. Based on that, we make a prediction and we verify it by asking you a small bunch of questions. And after that, we get the final diagnosis and what I should do next. In this case, I have runner's knee, so I could see an orthopedist or eat painkillers or vitamins. And I'm going to waste the last 18 seconds of my slot to thank Vertical and thank all the mentors and the other startups. It's been a great journey and a pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Thomas. And now from Alabama, we have Altamont Vital Metrics.
And I'm gonna take
a couple of seconds.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna make sure the cable's plugged in also. So that's... Don't know. I am Alton Reich, and at Vital Metrics, we're changing the future of care for patients living with congestive heart failure, and that would help. Congestive heart failure affects about 5 million Americans and similar numbers in Europe. the disease is treated and managed with medications that regulate fluid levels in the body, which treats both the symptoms and the underlying cause of the disease. And one of the things that's tricky is getting the dosage of those medications right. And recent studies have shown that at-home monitoring and frequent monitoring in doctors' offices can contribute to better management of this disease, better care, and reduce hospitalization rates, which saves money. But the problem with existing monitoring technologies is they rely on invasive implantable devices. So they're expensive and they require obviously an invasive procedure to put it into a patient. At Vitalmetrics, we use off-the-shelf, non-invasive instrumentation that people are already using at home to perform the same kind of monitoring by collecting data from a pulse oximeter and passing that through our patented algorithm that processes that information and extracts cardiac output, blood flow pumped by the heart, that can be provided to the doctor so that they can use that in making treatment decisions, bringing patients into the office for further evaluation, but also to family members who can also track that information and help to improve care around their loved one. Why is this important? In the US, there's tremendous pressure on hospitals and physicians to reduce hospital readmission rates because there are financial penalties on those hospitals if patients come back with the same disease within 30 days. There's also a need to reduce overall systemic costs as the baby boom generation ages, and that's universal both here and in the US. There's also a desire to provide patients with the ability to be more involved in their care and management of this chronic disease. We've established a fairly fantastic team, I think. We've got more than 50 years of experience on the technical side in signal processing and data acquisition, but we also have great experience in medical device marketing, healthcare finance, brought to us by Stacy and Ginny. We're working our way through the FDA clearance process. We're currently running our clinical trials at Baptist Hospital in Little Rock, Arkansas. The vertical experience for us has been fantastic. It's been an opportunity to be immersed in the European medical device and healthcare community to really learn about the differences between the different countries in Europe and their healthcare systems. We've also had engagement with potential partners here in Europe that have global operations, and we've also gotten a lot of momentum on our fundraising. Earlier this year, we finished a $500,000 Series A raise. We're currently working on a $3 million round led by a group out of Salt Lake City, Utah. We have investment already in hand from institutions such as Arkansas Blue Cross Blue Shield, which is an insurance company, and Baptist Health of Arkansas. I am Alton Reich. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And now from Latvia, we have Windmill.
We have the... Hello, everyone. Pleasure to be here. Is it working? Yes. Okay, that's good. Yes, I'll open my mouth more. My name is Martins. I'm CEO of Windmill, and we're going to present you what we're building in a sport that Finns are so crazy about, which is ice hockey. We have developed an ice hockey training device that is able to pass and shoot pucks to players by using stereo vision cameras. What that implies is that cameras actually sees what you're doing on the ice and can give you exact passes and shots based on that information, which provides unseen training capabilities. We already developed a prototype that we have presented to pros in Finland and have had good feedback about its performance. Additionally, we're developing a software where you are going to be able to see videos and stats about your performance, to monitor your players over time, and also connect it with third-party devices where we currently are testing soon-to-develop MoveSense tracking sensor to monitor players during practices and provide more information for the coaches. So what's the values of the included parties? For the players, firstly, it's better enjoyment from the training, more increased capacity, and actually higher training quality. For coaches, that's better understanding of their players, and for entities like ice rinks, it's a potential revenue stream in the future. As our team currently consists of 8 people, mainly on the technical side, but also people that have had experience in playing hockey themselves, but also building robotic devices as well as software systems that are used already in the market. So what are we doing here, and why are we in vertical? Well, primarily, our main goal was to come to a country to test our business model and test our case. So Finland, of course, is the obvious choice, given your maniacal love for hockey, but also Vertical helped us with other aspects such as go-to-market strategy, product development strategy, team excellence, etc., etc. So, and currently, of course, as all of us here, we are very satisfied with our goals. Since we have sold already 2 devices, we actually have interest of 5 potential demos with clubs in Finland that we're going to have in August. We already have developed strategy for our future product development, and also we have actually have had good partnerships with our product development in the future as well. So what's next? Well, firstly, currently, it's the delivery of our currently already sold devices that we are planned to do by the end of the year. Also, we are graduating Vertical Accelerator program, of course, but also focusing more on product development in the future. What comes next year? Continuous concentration on R&D, but also scaling the business in terms of manufacturing and sales. And in more long term, transferring our core technology to other sports such as football, tennis, and basketball, where we already have had interest from users in the industry. So to finalize the presentation, given that I have 10 seconds, you got to ask something once you're presenting, I guess. So my ask would be, if you're somehow related to ice hockey industry, basketball, football, or tennis, have people that are playing, relatives, you are mandated and actually even obliged to come talk to me in network and talk about how we could actually introduce these things and test them out in Finland. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you so much, Martins. And our next team is M-Tracker, is Force with product M-Tracker.
Exactly. Hi, everyone. Please, first slide. I'm happy to present you a brand new stress tracker for your loved ones. Ta-da-da-da-da-da! M-Tracker. Yeah. So, millennials like me, we have digital technologies in our blood. But there is a significant part of population, seniors, that are underserved with the technology, although they need it most. 90% of seniors believe that stress have very strong impact on their health. And older adults appear to be much more attuned to the effect of stress on one's health than younger citizens. It's scientifically proved that chronic diseases like diabetes, stroke, cancer, they are caused by high stress and genetics, and the second one even less often. There is no integrated product for using of 250 million of people in the world. That's why we created a care, comfort, and security our seniors deserve. It's an entire platform for your loved ones with a sleek device, with unique algorithm of human state detection based on big data analysis, mobile applications, and web interface. All these provides individual customers with safety and security in any situation. M-Tracker empowers your loved ones to figure out not just a level of stress, but an exact reason of it. We are also the application provides the user with personalized feedback on how to reduce the stress based on their own statistics. We are also cooperating with corporate customers like health insurance companies, retirement houses in Europe and US, increasing their productivity and automating the process of data analysis. Competitors. Some startups show them like this, or like this. We stand out from our competitors with a combination of great design, features, and awesome technology. Narrow on the very narrow market. But I think you heard it hundreds of times. And here is our secret sauce. What is this? Most of optical sensors can't work in dark skin, in skin with tattoos, hairy skin, or in motion. And we completed clinical trials, and now we can declare that there are thousands of devices in the market, and none of them can be as precise and accurate as M-Tracker can be. And all this is done by these guys. We met more than 2 years ago in one of the biggest European engineering competitions. Since that time, our CEO is now in the world's best accelerator in Stanford. Our CTO is getting PhD in bioengineering. And we have 2 medical doctors on board. We have strong technical background and endless passion. So far, we negotiated with 20 companies, and 5 of them signed contract with. It's 20% conversion rate without even having a production device. Just imagine how far can we go if we have a marketing office, if we have a production line, mass production, and that's why we are raising a pre-seed round with $500,000 as a convertible note. Since 3 months ago, we started vertical, and we managed to achieve really impressive results. We finalized our device, we finalized the application, found partners for prospective pilots, and now we are already prepared for the next steps. It's scaling the product, licensing the technology, and selling big data. And my name is Igor. I will be happy to answer your questions. Please come to me afterwards in the party. Thank you.
Thank you, Igor. And now it's my pleasure to actually welcome 2 or 4 female co-founders on the stage. Maria and Karita from Huoleti from Tampere.
Yeah. You can start.
Yes, so hello everybody. We are so happy to be here. So we are Huoleti, Maria and Karita, co-founders. Huoleti is crowdsourcing care and support. So when severe illness like cancer hits to you or your close ones, it is a shock. You don't know what to do next when you leave the hospital. You feel that you are alone. Most probably, you go to Google and search for the symptoms, and you're going to die. That's the normal case. You are struggling to your everyday tasks, because even though life will continue and carry on, you will be away from your work environment. And this is something that we want to change. Now, currently, focus is on our medical care, but mental and physical, emotional support is missing. But with our Huoleti service, things is going to be a little bit different. So when you get this diagnosis, it's a hospital or somewhere else. So you will be install this mobile application, which brings you a peer support network around you, that where you can find the people with the similar symptoms, similar background around you, and they can really guide and help you to go through these really severe times to your life. Also, what we bring is the daily help, and the daily help can be bring by the volunteers as well. So we really empower the society. We bring the third sector to be part of your story as well. We really empower the whole community, the whole family. So we bring the helping network around this person, around this family, helping hands. And when the people, this patient return to work, he's still feeling okay and empowered. So with emotional help and support, we really empower society.
So in Huoleti, we create these networks around you, and we keep the patient always in the center. And it's a mobile app, and it's a very easy to use, and it's a comprehensive solution where you can see your close ones, where you can keep your close ones with you, so that they can easily provide you help when you need it. And you can see the others in the same situation and chat with any of them whenever they have given the permission to do so. So our business is B2B, so it's free for users, and the service fee is paid by the service providers like hospitals and insurance companies. So for the hospitals, it gives more comprehensive care, and for the insurance companies, it provides savings because people go earlier back to work. And now we are looking for partners and funding to go international. And in our team, there is basically me and Maria, and our funding is taken care of by Ron. I take care of the techniques. Maria takes care of the people. And then we have the public funding and also some private funding already. We are happy to be part of these places like Vertical and also other groups where we can get a lot of support. We haven't been able to do all of this by ourselves. We have a wide network of cooperators and patient organizations and everything. And for Vertical, we need to say so much thank you for trusting us. When we came here, we were just baby companies, baby entrepreneurs. We didn't know anything what it is about to be a startup. And we feel that we have been grown up as a company and also as entrepreneurs. Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you. But if you guys don't stop thanking, I will start crying soon. So my next company is also from Finland, Helset and Teemu.
Good afternoon, everyone. First, I would like you to all take a deep breath with me. Feels great to to breathe freely and without any kind of worry, doesn't it? Did you know that there's 300 million people around the world who can do what we just did without having a little slight of worry in their mind? And unfortunately, that number is about to increase by 100 million till next 2025. Majority of asthma attacks, ER visits, hospitalizations are due to asthma are totally preventable. Medical adherence and poor asthma control are the major reasons which causes these in-house visits, as we say. Poor asthma management could be very, very dangerous. In HealthTech, we are building medical solution to transform asthma self-management. Our solution will monitor, track, and provide personal guidance on your respiratory health anywhere and anytime. It will send you a daily personalized asthma forecast that will then allow you to prevent and anticipate changes in your condition. You can share this information with your care personnel easily, so they can actually optimize the treatment plan for you. The solution initially will come in the market directly from us with a monthly subscription fee, but in a later stage when we scale up, it will also be introduced from the different kind of business partners, obviously internationally. Market at the moment for the asthma self-care is very, very fragmented. Everybody tries to solve a small problem of the big problem. And we feel that our product will have a huge opportunity to become a global standard for asthma self-management. Our team quite a diverse team I would say, came together to do something remarkable. So what we've done before, we've been introducing and building products, mobile technology products to global markets. We have strong experience in sales and business development internationally, and always we have a doctor in our team who has decades of clinical experience. So what we've done so far, we've validated our concepts, and now we're in product development stage. Our prototype will come out of this fall. Sorry. And we also have filed a patent for our solution. And when getting our CE medical certification, we will launch our product or go to market next spring. And while I already went by my time, but it's the last pitch in Vertical, I would like to thank everybody in Vertical. It's been a great ride, great people, a lot of new contacts. Especially big thanks for all the mentors and all the great teams. I think everybody has, excel during the program. And soon we're going to have a beer. Cheers. Thanks.
Thank you, Teemu. So if anyone would like to talk to Teemu later, you can either do it here or at teemu@helset.com. And, and now I have one South European team coming. My Portuguese, my Jimmy.
Good afternoon. Clicker. Wow. Oh. My name is Luis, and our team is fighting loneliness through gamification. Loneliness is a real and growing problem affecting millions of people all around the world. It's also responsible for the appearance of other disorders, either physical or mental. And then, if this is not enough, people who are lonely are the first ones to forget about themselves and to slack on their healthcare, and the last ones to ask for help. Ladies and gentlemen, it is a pleasure to present you MyShimi. MyShimi takes the form of a mobile app, but in fact, it is... Okay, sorry. Takes the form of a mobile app, but in fact is a portal. A portal that connects users to their friends, to the community, and to their family. By providing them tailor-made challenge using gamification and cognitive intelligence, we think that we can make them more happy and more active. It is also a river, in the sense that it is a flow of important information that assists caregivers and caretakers to deliver a better service. That was MyShimi. Our business model is human to human, so for users it must be as painless as possible. It is for free. We rely on partners like municipalities, hospitals, and insurance companies to support us with a monthly fee, a subscription fee, in order for them also to deliver a better service to our users. Our team has a common vision and one goal. We think that aging must be active, must be connected, and must be with humans. So, tackling that idea, we came together 1.5 years ago. We have already known each other for a long time, and we are striving to this. We are fighting. That fight in Portugal, we have already won our first sales. We are trying to grow more also internationally, and we have running pilots there. Based on the feedback that we had in Vertical, we have changed lots of things. We have changed our brand, we have changed our tagline, we have networked and have the excellent opportunity to network with mentors, to receive feedback, and we have also discussed with potential customers, and that is our main focus. We are fighting this, so we can ask you to join us in this fight against loneliness. It will be a pleasure to have you on board, sharing our vision and making a difference on the population that really needs. Thank you for your time. My shirt is this, and I will be around if you have any questions. Thank you.
Thank you, Luis. And now we have one more lady on the stage, all the way from Ukraine. Or we have two? You will have the clicker. So Anna, the stage is yours.
Hello, I am Anna Siot Cardialize, and this is a not traditional pitch. This is a thank you note for Vertical Health Accelerator. Thank you, guys. At Cardialize, we strive to solve one of the most challenging problems, prevention heart disorders for people between 40s and 60s with elevated risk of lifestyle-driven heart disorders. We market B2B partners, cloud-based EKG predictive platform to actively monitor heart and emotional well-being. Cardio problems dramatically reduce quality of life, especially when we turn 40 years old, getting in the group of risk of lifestyle-driven heart disorders. And the challenges are how to extend as long as possible healthy aging, how to avoid lifestyle-driven heart disorders, and how to make prevention personalized. Using wearables with the cardialized heart and emotional well-being can engage people between their 40s and 60s in reaching unprecedented level of healthy behavior. Personal heart score includes preventive, diagnostic, and prognostic parameters and indicates how healthy your heart is and how far you from different heart disorders. With 3 months forecast of risks and personalized recommendations, it makes these disorders preventable. How it works? Automatically, each morning, Cardialyze provides heart score, forecast, and recommendation how to arrange your daily routine today, keeping your heart healthy. At Vertical, we add motivation block because we are very lazy. And motivation block with Vascular University, it supports behavioral changes and to help keep more people out of the hospitals. Keeping 40, 60 years old people out of the hospitals, this is a key goal of Cardialyze, and we are testing now business model in Europe with the help of Vertical and using hardware partner solution, Samsung Pulson, Mega, Bitium, NeuroSky, and we are delivering our preventable services through Open Telehealth platform and Wellmo platform to insurance companies and healthcare providers. At the same time, last week we finalized piloting our project and provide commercial services to pan-Indian hospital chain with our partners' hardware and platform to general practitioner and hospital chains. And I'm happy to announce that we've got our first revenue. Yeah. To accelerate our sales in India and Middle East, we've engaged 2 business developers, and to jump up on next level of our business development, we are relocated our office in Finland to work with the most advanced ecosystem in Europe. And I am Anna. I am here to help healthy people to extend their healthy life. Please contact me to work with.
Thank you, Anna. So we have our pre-last team, also from Latvia. Where are you, Janis? There is Janis. And so we have now Wide and Janis.
Hello. Moi. Today, I have a short story for you guys. About 2.5 years ago, a boy named Richards came into our 3D printing center. He doesn't have any fingers on his right palm, and that's because he was born that way. He had seen loads of YouTube videos with prosthetic hands like these, and he wanted one too. So we set out to help him. But even after 2 weeks of hard work, we didn't have anything to give him, and we were ashamed. We started looking for different solutions online, and we couldn't find any. So what instead we found is that the global need for prosthetics is immense, and that if nothing changes in the way how people get their prosthetics, about 70 million people will not receive the prosthetic or orthotic that they need. This is when we created Wide. And at Wide, we have developed a software solution that is tailored for prosthetic specialists, is very easy to use even for people who do not have any 3D modeling knowledge, thus decreasing the time they spend on these modifications up to 94%. It works by combining a 3D scan of the hand or the patient's limb together with a predefined template of the prosthetic or orthotic, and finally creates a customized and individualized assistive device that can be 3D printed. We have a clear competitive advantage because we are about 15 times faster than any other conventional solution. This blue Batman hand is the third in row that we delivered to Richards. And this time it was made with our own software in a matter of minutes rather than hours or weeks. And we will be giving this out globally to any prosthetic specialist who needs it, just asking 30 euros for every single prosthetic that they make with our software. Our team of 2 co-founders have been working together since 2010, and they have previously launched a successful 3D printing business, bringing industrial 3D printing knowledge to the team. Among us, we also have the best minds in digital prosthetics and amazing software development capabilities. But most importantly, as a team, we share the same values. And we really want to give everyone in need a prosthetic that is simple, functional, and beautiful. We have several achievements that we are proud of. Some of them being that we have raised VC money and R&D funding from government. We have contacted and found more than 70 companies that would be early adapters, and among whom we would help also our clients. But most importantly, a month ago, we launched our first pilot project with the largest orthotic clinic in Poland. And all of this was done during the vertical program, so we're very thankful for everything that you have given us. But to make a truly global impact, we're looking for development partnerships and a chief technology officer that would be sharing the same values as we are. Thank you very much. Kiitos. My name is Yanis, and at White we have made so remember this, really fast prosthetics, white shirt, white hand. Find me downstairs in the party. Let's talk.
Paldies, Draus. And now our final startup pitch from Finland, Helsinki, Tomas.
Thank you. You guys probably understand how I feel. I'm a last man between you and beer and the grilled food, and then I start talking about some kind of food things. Well, it's not easy. Yes. First of all, I want to thank, everybody from Vertical, all the mentors, and also other startup members here. It's been a pleasure for us. We've been able to shape our business so that we got our first round funding ready this week. So I guess you've been able to help us on that. Thank you very much. So my name is Tomas Talon, and I come from a company called Viaesca. Our positioning is tasteful well-being. What we believe is that if you want to make the lifetime changes so that they are permanent, it's better that the food is tasteful. So that's where we start from. And Viaesca, by the name, is from Latin and means road to food. It's a journey to your body and to the food what you eat. There's 100 million people around the world. Every year they're trying to change their eating habits, but only 5% can do it or can do it permanently. Viaesca is a coaching platform and coaching change program to help you to make changes in your eating habits. How we do it? We have personalized it by taking the biometrics from the, for instance, devices like this, and we put it in our meal planner program, which is application and mobile. And to make it as easy as we can, we even deliver the food home. So you have to just eat, and everything is measured by your activity level and your body consumption. And based on your activities and how your body works, we give you also coaching. So it's personal coaching, not just general coaching. So Viaesca is written a little different here, but we are on the sweet spot of 3 different trends which are growing really fast. Well-being coaching is growing worldwide fast. Food delivery is growing very fast, so people are, food is delivered home, and wearables are growing. So that's where we are based on. So we're taking the best out of everything to really help you to make the changes in your eating habits. Typical consumer or the end customer for Viaesca is like me, 48. I was getting a little bit stomach. I wanted to get rid of that, and that's how it started. Then I realized I had an active meter in my hand, and I thought, friend of mine or colleague of mine, I said, hey, I see the calories consumption here. Could somebody make it so easy that they just deliver it to my home, I just eat and start feeling good? And that's what we did, and we got some good results. Over here, you can see the results. This is quite typical curve for 7 months. That's a weight loss, and this is the activity level of a person. And this is one group that we do P2P coaching also in the companies, and they have really good examples how they inner fat is lowering, how is the cholesterol is going down in a short moment. And so we have very good results, and we have really good customers in P2P and P2C. And we are growing right now 20% per month, and we are happy to go forward from here to grow in Finland and be ready to go outside next year. For you guys, last message is that if you want to change, talk to me today before I take too many beers, but I know you will love it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Tomas. And now it's back to our CEO, Paolo Borella.
All right, guys, so we'll try to do it quickly. So that's it from an Italian. It's like, yeah, sure. But I want the beer as well. So I think it's about time to do some awarding or some thanking. So first of all, I'd love to thank you as always, our friend Samsung, Fazer, our new friends at OP, our old friends at Telia, HUS, and the city of Espoo, city of Helsinki, and then of course, all the others around us that are helping and supporting what we're doing and are helping us to, bring value to the ecosystem. And then, last but not least, we wouldn't be here, we wouldn't be able to do what we're trying to do without our super cool mentors. So I'd like to thank you all the, mentors that spend so many hours with the teams and help it to improve. They're coming for me. And so, super mentors this year, we have 3 key people here. Maybe we asked to come on stage, the charming one we have here today. So, Jesse, please come and join us. Oh, congratulations, of course. Thank you very much, Jesse.
Well done.
Great. You want to say something?
I'm too surprised to say anything. Thank you. It's really fun.
And then I want to, thank you, Petri Ninisalo, that has been super active and at his first time that he basically first batch he joined has been super active, and all our teams have been mentioning him as one of the most active mentors, and as well as Nicole, who has been doing quite a lot of work, especially in spreading the word in some of the events. But in general, we love you, mentors. Thanks a lot, all of you. And now I think that I'd like to invite here all our cool teams so we can take a picture, and then we can go and do some serious stuff on networking, drinking, and eating. Oh, yeah.